Welcome to this Pilates-inspired movement practice for your menstrual phase. This practice is gentle enough that you can enjoy it in the late luteal phase, those days right leading up to your period when you might be experiencing some symptoms of PMS. It's also gentle enough to practice during your flow days. At the same time, it's energizing and invigorating, will awaken all the muscles of the body, so you can enjoy this anytime during your menstrual phase, whenever you feel the need for some grounding movement. We'll enjoy some glute activation, some work for the low back to help alleviate any cramps. We'll also work with belly down prone postures to help massage the abdominal organs and bring comfort to this phase of the cycle. All you'll need for this practice is a mat and your breath. I also recommend a towel because it might get a little bit sweaty. And as always, we have divided this practice into 3 separate parts. The first part is the warm-up portion of the practice. And the second part is the core movement practice, the workout. The last part is the cool down. And with the warm-up and cool down, feel free to skip these if you're coming in ready for movement, you've already warmed up in your day. Also, feel free to skip that cool down if you want to transition in your own way or you have a meditation practice that you want to add on to the end of this workout. Make it your own, honor your body, and I'll see you on the mat. For our warm-up today, we'll begin lying down on the back with the knees bent. So slowly lower down, find yourself on your mat. You can bring the heels a little bit close to the sitting bones, let your shoulders relax. Bring a hand to heart and one hand to belly. You might keep your gaze soft or let your eyes gently close. We'll begin our practice with a quick body scan, this moment to open the channel between mind and body, such that we might strengthen that connection throughout this practice. So scanning the entire body from the head all the way to the toes, observing anywhere you feel sensation, any places where you feel expansive, areas where you might feel a bit of contraction. Using each bit of information from your body as a data point to carry with you into this workout. And keep the hands as they are. We'll take 3 very deep breaths together, in through the nose and out through the mouth, sigh. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last one like this, deep inhale and exhale. So through the breath, we keep that connection mind to body. You can gently open your eyes if they're closed. Release your arms by your sides, palms facing down. Keep the legs and knees, ankles, feet parallel. And with an inhale, begin to lift your hips, sweep your arms overhead. Engage the glutes, hug energy to the midline of the thighs. As you exhale, lower down. See if you can touch hands and hips at the same time. Twice more like that. Inhale, sweep the arms, lift the hips, engage the legs, pressing through the heels. And as you exhale, gently lower. Mind and body, can you lower them at the same time? Last round like this. Inhale. And exhale, gently touch down. Keep your hands firmly planted, press through the palms, and with an inhale, lift the hips once again. You might press through the triceps, tuck the shoulders underneath you. And then with your next big breath, begin to lift the right leg up. Keep the knee bent at 90 degrees, really root down through the left heel. Big inhale here. And as you exhale, gently tap down with that right foot. Inhale back up. Exhale, tap down. Feel the strength in the left glute. Back up, inhale, and exhale, tap. You can keep the toes pointed here. Inhale up, exhale down. 3 more like this. Inhale and exhale. Last 2 and exhale. Last one here, big inhale and exhale. Release the right foot down to join the left. Keep the hips elevated here. Now transfer the weight into the right foot, press through the right heel, and as you inhale, lift the left knee high. As you exhale, tap the left toes down. Inhale up and exhale, tap. Inhale up, keep the shoulders relaxed, exhale down. Several more like this. Exhale, really rooting down through that right foot. Exhaling and inhaling. Use your breath here. Forceful exhales to release heat as needed. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Release the left foot down to the mat. Slowly let the hips join. You can hug your knees into your chest just for a moment. Circle them to release the low spine. So we're awakening the glutes here, the belly, preparing for our movement practice. Keep the heels and the inner edges of the feet together. Let your knees splay out wide. Reach your arms overhead. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, reach for your big toes. Give a gentle squeeze of your inner knees to your outer arms. Inhale, release. And exhale, up and squeeze. Draw your navel down towards the earth. Inhale, open up. Exhale, lift. Think rather than puffing the belly up, can you shorten the distance between the navel and pubic bone? Inhale, 2 more. Exhale, up and squeeze with the inner knees. Last one here. And exhale. Inhale, let the arms come down. Release the feet down to the mat. You can bring your hands by your sides once again. We'll just do a few leg extensions here to really open and awaken, activate the transverse abdominal muscles. Inhale, let your right knee lift, and as you exhale, extend it out. Inhale, back up, and exhale, reach through the toes. Inhale, lift, and exhale. You can even, I'd like to bring my hands to the outer abdominals here just to really activate mind-body connection, to engage those muscles, let them work for you. 3 more here. 3, 2, using the breath, and 1. Release that right foot down. As you're ready, hug left knee in, and as you exhale, extend it out. Inhale, come up, and exhale, extend. We'll be here just a few more breaths. You can start to feel some heat generating as you warm the body. Last 3, 2, and 1. Release the feet down now. And in your own way, begin to roll up to a seat. So I like to take my hands to the back of the thighs. Press thighs into hands, hands into thighs, and slowly lift up, using the belly to get you there. Once you find your seat, extend the legs out long. Take your right foot to the outside of left knee. We'll enjoy a gentle twist here just to find a bit of rotation in the spine. Let your left arm stretch up high. As you exhale, hug your right knee with your left arm. Take your right fingertips behind you. Gaze over your right shoulder. Keep the belly drawing in. You might offer gentle massage with your right thigh into the belly. And coming back through center. Release your right leg long. Take your left foot to the outside of your right knee. On an inhale, right arm stretches high. And as you exhale, wrap your right arm around, left fingertips behind you, gaze over your left shoulder. And just a gentle twist here, rotating the spine. Coming back through center as you're ready. Begin to come into a seat, cross at the ankles, walk your hands out in front of you. We'll find tabletop. Few rounds of cat and cow here to close out our warm-up. Inhale, soften the belly, gaze up, stretch the spine in both directions, and then curl the tail to initiate the movement round the spine, bone by bone, chin to chest. Again, from the tail, initiate the movement here, ripple up the spine, send your gaze up, Exhale, round in cow pose. Press down through the hands to broaden the shoulder blades. Inhale, soften the belly, gaze up, shine the sitting bones back. Exhale, round and curl in. Last round of breath here, inhaling. And exhale. Staying in tabletop here, that's the end of our warm-up. We'll move into our movement practice now. From our tabletop position, we'll continue to awaken and activate the glutes. We'll start on the right side. So keep your right hand planted, extend your right leg out long. Keep the hips nice and square, both hip points down. Reach the left arm out in front of you. Take a big breath, inhale. Keep the belly drawing in. As you exhale, curl to the center, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. And exhale, curl in. So take this movement nice and slow. Let there be no rush. Really activating mind-body awareness. Paying attention to where your limbs are in space, connecting left and right sides of the brain. Last one here, inhale. And as you exhale, curl in. Reach arm and leg out long. Keep your right leg extended. Return your left hand to the mat. From here on your exhale, curl the right knee in. And as you inhale, send the right knee out to the side until it's level with the hips. On an inhale, extend the right leg out. And inhale, sweep it around to the back. We'll take that circular motion. Several more rounds here. Exhaling, coil in, press through the hands. Inhale, sweep the knee out to the side. Exhale, extend the right leg long. And as you inhale, sweep the leg back. Exhale, curling in. Really connect with your breath here. Inhale, open to the side. Exhale, stay steady. Extend your right leg long. Inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, curl in. Last round here. Inhale, sweep the leg out. Exhale, open the right leg. And sweep it back on the inhale. Pause here for a breath. Enjoy a brief pause here just to reconnect, reset. And then we'll tap in and out with the foot. So as you exhale, tap to the left, and inhale, tap to the right. Exhale, inhale, tap. See if you can really arc the leg up and over. Find that rainbow shape with the toes behind you. So you should feel this sort of equally in both glutes. The left glute supporting, the right glute active. Lightweight in the fingertips. Shoulders are even and steady. Last one here. Tap to the left and tap to the right. Come back through center here. Release the right toes down behind you. And slowly start to lower to the forearms. So you can shift your hands a bit forward now. And again, stay out of the shoulders so the shoulders relax away from the ears. With your next breath, begin to bend the right knee. Stay firmly planted in the left shin. And then we'll just lift and lower here. So as you inhale, lift the right foot up. And as you exhale, lower the right knee down. Inhale, press the sole of the foot towards the sky. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. You can keep the toes pointed if that feels good. And lower. 3 more like this. Inhaling and exhaling. Last one here. And exhale. This time as you lift up, pause here. And 10 pulses at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release the right knee down. You can extend the right leg long once again. Come back onto the hands. And we'll just do a bit of a stretch for the outer left glute that's been supporting here this whole time. As you inhale, stretch the left arm high. And on the exhale, thread that arm under. Bring your left ear to the mat. Press through the right fingertips. You can kind of feel this Stretch in the outer left hip, left thigh. And then coming back up. You can release both knees down. Sway your hips side to side. So you should really start to feel that heat and awakening in the glutes here. Stabilizing the hips and the legs. And we'll just take a brief pause in child's pose before we move to the second side. And when you're ready, rolling up, coming back to tabletop. This time firmly planting through the right shin. The left hand stays planted. Inhale, stretch the left leg and right arm forward and back. Really reach in opposite directions. See if you can extend all bones of the spine. On your exhale, coil in, curl knee to elbow, round through the back. Inhale, sweep, extend long, radiate out. And exhale, coil in, draw energy to the center. Inhale, extend, and exhale. 3 more like this. Inhale, reach out, and exhale, curl in. Last 2. Use your breath every inch of the way. And 1. Extend the arm and leg out long here. Return your right hand down to the mat. On an exhale, curl your left knee in. This time we'll start those hip circles. So as you inhale, sweep the leg out to the side. Exhale, extend the left leg long. Inhale, sweep it around. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, sweep that leg out to the side. Exhale, extend your left leg long. And inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, curl in. So use your breath here. And extend. Sweep it back. Find your breath, your rhythm. Last round here, exhaling to curl in, inhaling to sweep out. Activate the glute as you extend the leg, and inhale, sweep it back. You can release that foot down for a moment. We'll come back to those taps. So from one side to the other, take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, tap to the right. Inhale to the left, exhale, tap to the right. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So you should start to feel some heat now in the right side supporting. Light weight in the fingertips. We're awakening range of motion in the hip joints. Last 3, 2, and 1. Come back through center. Stretch that left leg long. Begin to walk your hands a little bit further forward. Lower your forearms and elbows to the mat. Soften shoulders away from the ears. Curl the belly toward the spine. Begin to bend the left knee and extend the sole of the left foot up. As you exhale, the knee taps down beside the right, and we're here, lifting up and tapping down. Send the center of the thigh up and back, and gently lower down. Keep the belly engaged. Keep your gaze and jaw soft. Lifting up and lowering. 3 more here. Inhale and exhale. 2 and 1. Nice. This time as you lift, pause here. 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend that left leg long. Come back up onto the hands. And as you inhale, sweep the right arm high. And exhale, thread the right arm under, bring right ear to the mat. Come onto the left fingertips. Just creating a bit of stretch in the right thigh, the right hip. Bit of rotation in the spine to release. And then slowly coming out as you're ready. Coming back to tabletop, sway the hips side to side here. Really noticing, paying attention to where you feel sensation, where you feel any energy shifting. And then we'll press up into plank pose here. Curl through the belly, draw your sitting bones toward the earth, toward your inner heels. And then as slowly as you can, shift your weight forward, hug your elbows into your sides, and float all the way to the mat. Release your forehead down, stretch your arms back behind you, palms face up. And we'll do a 2-part locust here, a 2-part back bend. So with your first inhale, lift the chest, shoulders, heart off the mat. Feel strong in the muscles supporting the spine. And then with your next exhale, press the palms toward the sky. Feel that additional lift. Really root down through the legs, the hips, the tops of the feet. And then release everything to the mat. You can bring one ear down to rest. Sway the hips side to side. We'll take 2 more rounds like that. Coming back through center. Really root down through the tops of the feet, and as you inhale, lift the heart, head, shoulders off the mat. Feel the rivers of the spine engage. With your next exhale, press the palms toward the sky. Stretch your fingertips toward your heels. Where can you soften the muscles in the face? And just be here, deep belly breaths. Lower down now, opposite ear to the mat. Sway your hips from side to side. And then come back through center. Last round like this. Create that stable anchor in the lower legs, the lower body. Inhale, lift up. Press through the hips, lift through the heart. And then exhale, palms toward the sky. Without shrugging in the shoulders, can you keep them soft? Last breath here. And release. You can create a pillow with your hands. Sway your hips from side to side. From here, as you're ready, slide your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes, engage the muscles of the legs to lift the knees. And with an inhale, press into plank pose. Shift the hips up and back, downward dog. We're here just for a breath and transition. And then as you're ready, begin to walk your hands toward your feet, feet toward your hands. We'll meet in the center of the mat. Shifting to kind of the standing flow portion of this practice. Rounding bone by bone, slowly rise to stand, sweep the arms overhead. And exhale, let your hands release down by your sides. I'll turn to face you here. Let the big toes touch. Hug energy of the legs to the midline. Find chair pose on an inhale. Sweep the arms up, hips back. On your exhale, low chair. Bring belly to thighs. Press your palms up toward the sky. Inhale, reach up, chair. And exhale, sweep the arms back. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, back. Last 3 here. Inhaling and exhale. Stay low in the legs if you can. Inhale, chair. And exhale, sweep the arms up and back. Last one, deep breath. And exhale, release back down. This time, find chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart. So we'll move into some real deep activation of the thighs here. Take a deep inhale. I'll be mirroring you in movement. We'll start by shifting the weight into the left foot. So really feel that transfer of weight from the right foot to the left. Then as you exhale, tap your right knee to your left ankle. Light weight in that right leg. Come back to center and tap. Exhale. You should feel a deep activation in the standing leg. Just tapping down here. Last 3 and 2 and 1. We'll switch sides here now. Feel that transfer of weight now from the left foot to the right. Press your palms into each other for stability. And as you're ready, exhale, tap the left knee to the right ankle. Come back to center and tap. Use your breath. Stay low to really activate all the muscles in that standing leg. Last 3 here. 3 2, and last one. Nice work. Rise up to stand, shake out the legs. Should feel that residual sensation in the thighs. We'll start to step the feet out nice and wide. Come into a goddess squat. So the toes turn slightly out, the heels are slightly in. And as we lower the knees down, the arms will raise out to T. So it looks like this. Inhale and exhale. We'll be here several rounds. Inhale, sweep the arms out, activate the shoulders, and exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, magnetize the heels toward each other to activate the inner legs. Inhale, exhale. We'll be here for 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Stay low here, and we'll pulse, pulse, pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay nice and low. Turn your right palm up towards the sky. As you exhale, lift that right arm and right heel. Looks like this. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lower. Exhale, over top. Feel the heat, the activation in the left leg. Let the shoulders stay nice and relaxed, but feel energy in the shoulders here. Last 3, 2, and 1. Stay here, and we'll pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that heel down, both arms out to T. Here's the place to let go of any expectation as we move into the second side. Turn your left palm up. We're here. Exhale, lift the heel and arm. Inhale, back down. Exhale. Here we go. Stay strong in the legs. Let your breath be fluid. And notice anywhere that you can release excess effort. Do you have any tension in the jaw, the neck and shoulders? Last 3, 2, and 1. Stay low here in the hips. Arm is high. We pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down, turn your toes slightly in, heels slightly out. Sway the hips from side to side. Release any tension here. And then bend the knees, just shrug your shoulders for a moment, find some traction in the low spine. As you inhale, reach up. Once again, turning toes in, heels out, we'll fold forward. And just allowing the legs a bit of a break. You might bend into one knee and then the other to open the inner thighs. On your inhale, halfway lift the spine. Start to turn over your right foot and step the feet back into downward facing dog. We'll be here for a few breaths. Pedal out the heels. Feel that deep engagement, awareness in the low belly. From downward dog, now we'll be moving into our upper body and core work. And just preparing for that journey here. And with your next inhale breath, we'll roll the spine forward, bring the knees down just to hover. So the wrists can be directly under the shoulders. Let the knees hover just an inch or two above the earth. Gently curl your tail toward your inner knees to hug the navel into spine, but let the heart stay expansive, broaden across the shoulder blades, soften the eyes, the jaw, the mouth. We'll be here for a few more breaths. Just this static engagement of the belly and the core. Last big breath here. Can you create space within the contraction for that breath? And then slowly back, downward facing dog. Just kind of rolling out the hips, the shoulders here. I'm going to take 2 more rounds of that engagement. See if we can find strength in the stillness. Roll forward on your next breath. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Curl the tail gently under. Integrate the spine, the muscles supporting the spine. Feel your belly hugging to the center. You might feel a bit of a tremble, letting your body know that the muscles are working, they're excited. Last 3 big rounds of breath here. Again, can you expand the lungs even with the belly contracted? Last big breath. And release, downward dog. Using some energy, some sound in the exhale to release heat. I'm a real human here, sweating on the mat with you. I'm sure you can tell. As you inhale, come forward, let the knees hover. Wrists are under the shoulders, press through the palms, through all 10 finger pads. Curl the tail under. Feel the strength. So core and upper body engaged and working. And at the same time, there's a stillness, there's a softness and an ease where we don't have to hold the posture, but instead we activate, we support this shape in the body. Last 2 very deep breaths here. And releasing to downward dog as you're ready, pedaling out the feet. Let your knees touch down. Start to crawl your arms a little bit further forward, coming into puppy pose. And just taking weight bearing off the hands for a few breaths here, allowing them to reset. Maybe circling the wrists, wiggling the fingers. And slowly coming forward now, finding a plank pose. So if you feel any discomfort or any pain in the low back, you can always keep the knees down. Just make sure that the hips are nice and low so you have that nice spinal integration from the crown to the tail. If you'd like, you can lift the knees into full plank. Same activation here, the hips stay nice and low, the belly's coiling into the spine. On an inhale, lift your right heel towards the sky. Exhale, lower that foot down. Inhale, lift the left heel towards the sky without losing your plank, and lower down. Twice more each side here, right side lifts, and left side lifts. Use your breath. Welcome the heat that you're creating in the belly, and release. Let the knees touch down. Once again, puppy pose. Can let there be a gentle bend in the elbows so that this doesn't create any strain in the shoulders. It's really just a pause to take some of the weight off the hands for a few breaths. And we'll slowly come onto the belly here into a Sphinx pose. We're moving towards a forearm plank. So start to turn, I'll mirror you in movement. Turn your left forearm towards the long edge of your mat. Come onto the left side of the body. So keep this nice alignment, nice space between the left ear and left shoulder. And then as you're ready, press into the left side body to lift the hips. Let your right arm reach toward the sky. Big inhale breath here. And then as you exhale, without turning the hips, start to dive your right arm toward your left elbow, wrapping around. Inhale, open. Imagine a gentle touch, pressing your palm away. And then exhale, slowly rotate down. Inhale, open up. and exhale. Feel the side waist engage. Last 3 rounds here. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And open up. Last one here. And release. Let the hips come down to the mat. You can transition just one side to the other. I'm going to flip here to stay facing you. Coming down now onto the right side, right forearm to the mat. You might need a towel if you're sweaty like me and finding that you need a bit more traction in the arm. And then as you're ready, press through the right side, lift the hips high. Keep that nice space between the right ear, right shoulder. Left arm stretches high, inhale. And then as you exhale, curl in. Dive those fingertips under. Inhale, open up. Press the shoulder open and exhale. Inhale, sweep. And exhale. You might even find a palm to that side waist to activate. Feel the work. Last 3 here. Inhale. And exhale. Last 2. And last one like this. Inhale and release. Come down onto your hips. Find Sphinx pose now on the belly. Drag your forearms back toward your hips to slingshot the heart forward and away. Can you let the shoulder blades collide on the back? Stretch through the toes, engage the legs. From here, once again, we'll come onto the right side. Moving into tricep push-ups, kind of a different variation, a one-arm tricep push-up. So the right arm extends in front of you, and then bring your right hand to your left shoulder. Left hand stays planted down in front of your right shoulder. Really firm the grounding, the rooting of the legs into the mat for stability. And then as you exhale, press up with that left arm and lower. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower down. We're here. Use your breath as best as you can. Keep the legs grounded. They're going to want to pop up as a counterbalance, but can you keep them stable? Keep the work in the upper body. Last 3 here. 3, 2, and 1. Release down. You can come back through center, through Sphinx. I'll just transition here to stay facing you. Coming to the other side now. So you're on your left hip, extending long through the legs. Take your left hand to your right shoulder. Bring your right hand out in front of you. Big inhale breath here. And as you exhale, press up. Stay heavy in the legs. Use that as an anchor point to keep the work in the upper body. Feel that strength in your arm. You may even bring your opposite hand to the tricep, really encouraging that muscle to awaken and engage. Exhaling in the exertion phase on the way up as you press. Last 3 here. 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Come back onto your belly, find Sphinx pose. We'll just use these last few breaths here of our movement practice to awaken the low belly. Keep the forearms planting down. And as you exhale, just start to curl the pelvis off the mat. So bringing pubic bone toward the navel, rounding in the upper back. And then reversing that action, coming through Sphinx. So it's sort of like cat and cow in the spine, but we have different anchor points. So the elbows and the knees allow us to really awaken the low belly, that point between pubic bone and navel. Use the entire exhale to coil in. Last 3 here. Inhaling through Sphinx. 2, Last one. And slowly release down. You can take your hands beneath your forehead, bend your knees, windshield wiper the legs side to side, releasing any sensation you feel here in the low back. And then let the legs stretch out long, bring your hands under your shoulders. And in any way you like, begin to transition back up to a seat. We're facing the front, the short edge of your mat. Extend your legs out nice and long. So this brings us to the close of our workout movement practice portion of this workout. So if you're transitioning in your own way to the rest of your day, I just want to thank you so much for moving with us today and being a part of this collective. I hope you'll stick around for the cool down, but if not, we'll see you next time. This brings us to the end of the movement practice portion of this workout. I hope you'll stay with us through the cool down, but if you're transitioning in your own way to the rest of your day, I want to take this moment to thank you so much for moving with us today. As we begin our cool down, I'll mirror you in movement as we'll be transitioning through the long edge of the mat. Begin to take your right knee out to the side. Bring the sole of your right foot to your inner left thigh. Tilt the pelvis slightly forward. Inhale, let your arms sweep up and overhead. On the exhale, any amount, fold forward over that left leg, bowing your gaze inside. Drawing the navel toward the spine, sending the heart towards your left big toe. Really press through that left big toe to internally rotate the left hip. And be here a breath or two more. Start to feel the pull of your awareness inward. You might even close your eyes. As we make our transition from movement into more stillness, slowly rise. Take your left hand to your right knee, gentle twist for the spine here, gazing over right shoulder. Keeping the shoulders over the hips, resisting that tendency to want to lean back, really staying integrated through the spine. And then begin to open up to the long edge of your mat. As you can see, this was a sweaty practice, a sign of good effort put forward. Stretch your left fingertips out along your left leg, and then sweep your right arm up and over. Really expand into the right side waist. Inflate the lungs to open the rib cage. We worked through a lot of abdominal contraction, so we're trying to just balance that by creating expansion here in our cool down. Come up through center. Extend your right shin out in front of you a bit and send your left leg behind you. We'll move into a variation of pigeon pose, so a little bit less intense than the full variation, but still enough to open the outer hips here for all that good work that we've put in. Gently start to fold forward, maybe bring your forehead to your hands. And just play with the positioning in the hips. You might try to tilt the left hip bone down a bit. And draw the right hip crease back in space. And as you use these closing breaths, can you reflect on the movement practice, how it made you feel, what has shifted for you? Slowly walking up as you're ready, coming into cobbler pose, so the soles of the feet touch. We'll be here just a breath in transition. Then inhale, extend the spine up tall. And then as you exhale, begin to fold forward, rounding the spine in, encouraging the thighs open, maybe with a gentle press of the elbows. And coming back up. And we'll move to the second side now in the reverse order. So the left shin comes out in front. Send your right leg back behind you for that variation of pigeon pose. Once you get set up, the shin parallel to the long edge of your mat, gently fold forward over the legs. Again here, just experimenting, getting curious with the positioning of your hips, perhaps drawing the left hip crease back in space. Finding each breath, each round a bit slower. And slowly rising up here. Extend your right leg out to the side. Right fingertips stretch along the right leg. Inhale, left arm reaches up, and then side bend any amount here. Breathing into the left side waist. Can you find expansion, inflating the lungs? So I always like to use this cool down space to create intention for the rest of the day. Oftentimes, if I rush from workout to everything else, there's no pause to really appreciate what my body has done for me. So I hope to give that to you here, space to breathe and reflect. Turn now to face the other side of your mat, closing the hips, bringing the sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Reach up and overhead, big breath. And as you exhale, fold any amount. Awakening the back of the right thigh. And feeling some sensation across the back of the heart. Come up through center once again. As you're ready, take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Last twist here. And then come back through center. Extend the legs out. Keep a very generous bend in the knees. We'll enjoy one more deep forward bend before coming onto the back for a period of rest. So deep bend in the knees, reach up. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Let your arms come between your legs here, so shoulders to the inner knees. And just give yourself a gentle squeeze of the legs to the arms. See if you can create some traction across the shoulder blades, the upper back. It's a space that's really hard to access, especially if you spend any time seated or at a desk. It can be really hard to tap in to the back of the heart. So just give yourself that gift here. Coming up as you're ready, we'll transition on to the back for a brief period of rest. You can always take this in a seated position if you prefer. And I invite you to take any shape that feels good with the legs. For me, I like to bring the knees together, the feet apart. You can even come into supine cobbler or extend the legs long. We'll be here a minute or two more. Allow your mind to relax. But it need not be absent. So there's a misconception sometimes that to be meditative, to have that quality, that you need to stop thinking. And really, it's more about creating awareness and presence. So find that here. Without urgency now, begin to invite your awareness back into your body, back into the room. Follow this with very gentle movement in the fingers, the toes. Slowly moving into the limbs, the hips, the spine. And draw your knees into your chest, curling into a tiny ball, giving yourself an embrace. And then slowly making the journey back up to a seat in any way that you like. Allow your hands to connect at your heart. Bow your gaze inside. Just acknowledge without judgment anything that is arising for you. Make the conscious choice here, what you want to take with you and what you'd rather let go. And it is with a deep, deep gratitude that I thank you for letting your body be moved today and for being a part of this collective of women who move by the moon.